Verse 9, my eye will not spare, nor will I have pity. Once again, he's saying he will not have pity. He's repeating himself. We don't understand when he says something the first time, so he repeats himself. Our people are looking for him to have pity on them in the land of captivity. They're looking, the people in the past that was in the land of Yashar'al, when this time came, they were looking for him to have pity on them. And once again, they were praying to him to deliver them. The same one that was out to destroy them, they were praying to this one to deliver them. So you understand, these people, they were without understanding, and we perish for a lack of knowledge. I will repay you according to your ways. It's payment time, and your abominations will be in your midst. When you're in America, when you're in Babylon, your abominations will be in your midst. Regardless of who says, your abominations will be in your midst. Then you shall know that I am Yahuah who strikes. He's the one who strikes. We don't know him as the one who strikes. At this time period, they didn't know him as the one who strikes. They was looking for him to deliver them. Behold the day. Behold, it has come. We're being told, behold this day. It has come. Doom has gone out. Our people, you see, this is why the people didn't like hearing the words of the prophets, because this was the type of things they were hearing. They were doing things they shouldn't have been doing, so they're getting a word that they didn't want to hear. They didn't want to receive. The rod has blossomed. Pride has budded. When this thing buds, he's about to cut it off. Violence has risen up into a rod of wickedness. So the violence, here is the violence, risen up as a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain. This is the same word for Babylon. None shall remain. None of their multitude. Here are the multitude of people. Woe unto him that's within a multitude of people. If we are in a multitude of people right now, you're not on your way to the wilderness. Woe be unto you within a multitude of people. None of them. It says, none of them, nor shall there be a wailing for them. So here it is. Woe. We sing woe after woe after woe. There will be none to wail for them. Why? Because they all have received destruction and death. So there's none to bury the bodies, none to wail for them. The time has come, the day draws near. All right, here is a reference to what happens to people who leaves. Let not the buyer rejoice. And I brought this out before. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn. Now, what are we hearing here? Now, most teachers, they won't bring this out because they have no clue of what's going on here. So they can't tell you what's going on here. Look at what it's saying. Let not the buyer rejoice. When these people left, you had some people to flee. Yahushua said, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, flee to the mountains. The ones that didn't have enough money, they would sell things. The buyer would buy from them. They would use the money and flee. When we left Babylon, we sold things. We used the money and we fled. So the buyers, people that bought from my family, they got some great deals. Man, you should see the deals they got. And they left the house happy. They left happy because they got a plunder. But it says, let not the buyer rejoice. You see, those people left our house rejoicing. Nor the seller mourn. Now, the one that sold, don't mourn because you sold your things, your possession. This is what this is saying. Don't let the seller mourn. Then the seller sold, took the money, and left. So the buyer stays and get destroyed with the rest of those that stay. For the wrath is upon the whole multitude. Watch verse 13. For the seller shall not return to what has been sold. You see, we've had people, some of them probably listening to this video, we've had people to sell their things. Come out, get within the borders, and then return to what has been sold. Return to the place where they sold it. It says, for the seller shall not return to what has been sold. But the sellers, they return. Some of the sellers, though he may still be alive, for the vision concerns the whole multitude. This concerning all of us. There's something in here for all of us, even the ones that flee. And it shall not turn back. This thing is not turning back. It will surely come to pass. What's going on with Babylon? The Most High's anger against Babylon to destroy? He's not going to turn back on that. It will surely come to pass. No one will strengthen himself who lives in iniquity. You're living in iniquity? You're not going to strengthen yourself. Your Babylonian teacher's going to try to strengthen you with smooth words. They're going to tickle the itching ears. Give them the things they want to hear. The same as Christianity. They have blown the trumpet and made everyone ready. But no one goes to the battle. Someone said we have to do something. The people blew the trumpets. We need to do something. We need to get up out of here. And no one goes to battle. None want to listen. None want to do. For my wrath is on all their multitude. The sword is outside. The sword is outside. The sword is outside. The pestilence and famine within. So here it is, inside and out. Here's the problem. Whoever's in the field will die by the sword. And whoever's in the city, famine and pestilence will devour him. Death, famine and death among gooey. This is what we're reading about. This is what's coming. I didn't prophesy this. I'm only telling you what the Most High said. And this is what's coming. But our people don't want to hear the truth. See, if you're righteous, you should want to hear this. And find out, okay, what adjustments? What do I need to do to get in line? What do I need to do to get in line and not fall with the wicked, not go down with the wicked? Now, let me tell you something about this city. The Most High showed me something, what's coming. He showed me so many things, but this is what's going to happen. The people will be living in small town areas, and it's going to get rough. It's going to get horrible. It's going to become like you've never seen it. Those people are going to run to the cities. They're going to run to cities for cover, for help, to live a better life. And when they get to the city will be much, much worse than where they came from. And the Most High said they're going to turn around and go back from the place they came from. The city is going to be off the charts. The city is going to be the worst place you're going to want to be in when this thing go down. Famine, pestilence, and death. You're not going to want to be in the city. Those who survive will escape and be on the mountains. I told you, it's talking about us. It's talking about those that escape. It's talking about the ones that flee and the one that stays. It's talking about the buyer and it's talking about the seller. The buyer has no business rejoicing, and the seller should mourn. You know, I had some classic items that I had to sell. My wife said, what are you going to do with this classic? I've had this classic for years. We can't take this classic. It goes. And I didn't mourn for my classic. My classic is gone. And so the seller's not mourning. So those who escape, there will be those who escape and be on the mountains. How did they get on the mountains? And again, the Most High, He's not going to pick you up and bring you to where you think you need to be within the land. He's not going to do this. And then you're going to know that word was true when He told His people to come out of her. Like doves of the valley, all of them mourning, each for his iniquity. Here are the wicked mourning for their iniquity. Every hand will be feeble and every knee will be as weak as water. These people will be weak as water. Though the prophets were strong and grown fat and rich, they will become weak as water. They will also be girded with sackcloth. Horror will cover them. Shame will be on every face. Shame on you. You can't hide this shame. This shame will cover these preachers. Shame will cover these teachers. These Babylonian teachers. Shame is going to cover them. Baldness on their heads. They will throw their... Now we understand. They will throw their silver into the streets. You see why they're throwing their silver into the streets? Their gold and their silver is nothing to them. Their gold will be like refuse. Refuse is waste. Something you don't need. Rubbish, trash, garbage. This gold will do you no good. You can't eat gold. You can't drink gold. You're hungry. You have no one to trade with. Their silver and their gold will not be able to deliver them. These rich men, they're stacking silver and gold in the land of captivity. They have others doing the same thing. These are the people this verse is talking about. Their silver and their gold won't be able to deliver them. But those that escape and those that have silver and gold with them, these people's silver and gold will go to the most Kadash things. In the day of wrath, Yahuah, the wrath of Yahuah, they will not satisfy their souls, nor fill their stomachs. No more filling your stomach. You can forget about food. Remember, you have to deal with famine. Because it became their stumbling block of iniquity. Our people are falling over all different types of stumbling blocks. And our people still don't know a stumbling block when they see it. And you can point out, that's a stumbling block. I don't believe you. I don't believe this is a stumbling block. And they will walk right on it, stumble and fall and kill themselves. It's nothing we can do when people don't want to listen. And they refuse, just refuse to take sound advice from the righteous. They refuse it. And other righteous will say the same thing. Other righteous people saying the same thing, and they do what they want to do anyway. As for the beauty of his ornaments, he set it in majesty, but they made from it the image of their abomination, their detestable things. Therefore, I have made it like refuge to them, doing things, making things they shouldn't be making. I will give it as plunder into the hands of strangers, and to the wicked of the earth as spoils. Once again, this is when they were in the land. So their riches ended up in the hands of strangers. And they shall defile it. I will turn my face from them. We turn from him. He turns from us. He's not playing with us. For robbers shall enter it and defile it. Make a chain. For the land is filled with crimes of blood, and the city is full of violence. This is the reason why. The crimes of blood, city full of violence. This is Babylon. This is actually Babylon's worse than this. He didn't allow his Kadash land to get as bad as Babylon. Therefore, I will bring the worst of Gui, and they will possess their houses, and will cause the pump of the strong to cease, and their Kadash places shall be defiled. The Kadash place is now defiled. You know, Gui in the land, trodden down Jerusalem until the times of Gui shall be fulfilled. Destruction comes. They will seek shalom, but there shall be none. Here are people. We're being told when this happened, when this destruction come, our people are going to be seeking shalom. When Babylon's disaster come, our people will be seeking shalom, but there shall be none. Disaster upon disaster and rumor upon rumor. Here we go. Disaster upon disaster, rumor upon rumor. Now they're saying the Most High name is nigger. Rumor upon rumor. The land of Yashar'al is in South Africa. Rumor upon rumor. They will continue as long as these agents, as long as they continue to get paid, we will continue to hearing rumor upon rumor. And then our people take these rumors as truth.